earthquake? There have been a lot of those lately.
Remember those smaller tremors in the previous episodes? Well, anyone who said that those episodes are purely filler can eat their words, because as we can clearly see here, by the time the Poltergeist arc begins, the earthquakes get stronger, and we will find out who or what is the cause of them. Railgun did a pretty great job on that front, making seemingly filler episodes give us hints of what is to come in a much bigger story. You know, when you're in a room with a bunch of creepy looking dolls, it's kind of on you for not knowing that they might do unnatural stuff like this. Also, Congo seems to be getting the short end of the stick throughout the season. Whenever something weird or supernatural happens, she's the first victim to it. Poor girl. Oh my god, Kazuko said yes. Congrats on the proposal, Daigo, but don't be surprised if some people think this couple is just weird.
A transfer student from District 19? That's odd. In the middle of the term like this?
Yeah, usually transfer students join at the start of the year, or at least the beginning of a term.
That's news to me. Back in my schools, new students would come at any time, regardless of whether it is the start of a year or semester, or in the middle of it. Why would a transfer student wait until the beginning of a school year or term to join?
Hey, Sutton!
You seem worried. It's not like Sata will do anything harmful to Haraway. She's an easy person to be friends with.
If you don't mind me asking, why is all your stuff just sitting out here?
Oh, yeah. You see, I was at the train station picking up Haraway when we got the call that the movers were already here with all of her things.
It wasn't very considerate of the movers to just drop these here and go.
You're damn right it wasn't. They've got to be the worst movers I've ever seen. How long have these boxes been there? Anyone else in the apartments could have stolen them.
Well, we can't leave it all sitting here.
I can take care of that simply enough.
Oh! Why didn't I think of that?
Why even ask that question when you've known Kuroko long enough to know what her ability is?
Amazing! I've never seen teleporting before. That doesn't surprise me a bit. Not to sound immodest, but there aren't many teleporters with my level of power, even within Academy City.
Well, there is one teleporter who is on the same level as you, but you will meet her much later down the road.
A conference on earthquakes.
Yeah, we have to go.
Well, Misaka and I can still show Haraway around.
Without me, no fair!
You haven't even known Haraway for like a day yet. And I'm sure Haraway knows that, since she doesn't know anything about you other than the fact that you're a judgment officer.
Sutton, I want you to promise me something. Swear you won't flip up Haraway's skirt, even as a joke, okay?
Huh? But why would I do something like that?
That's actually a good question, considering Haraway isn't Uiharu.
It's good? You've got a little bit on your face, though.
Why didn't you bring napkins with you if this was gonna happen?
Why would Judgment and Anti-Skill be holding a joint conference about something like earthquakes?
I don't know about you, but if earthquakes became a common occurrence in my area, then the police or anyone else of a high authority would totally have a conference on them.
The cause of poltergeisting is simultaneous, multiple incidents of RSPK syndrome.
What does she mean? What is RSPK syndrome?
It says what it is on the screen. How many eyes do you have?
What does she mean? What is RSPK syndrome? We're about to find out.
Perhaps you can save the questions for the end of the conference, okay? Also, I believe the roles are reversed here. Since Konori is the senpai of the three, Kuroko should have been the one to ask what RSPK syndrome is instead of Konori. That's my opinion, though.
At this point, I'm going to turn the floor over to Miss Terestina of the Multi-Active Rescue Team.
Terestina? I think you mean Therestina.
We want you to take measures to ensure that students are not spreading inflammatory rumors. Try to put a stop to them before they start.
They say we can expect a really big one to happen before much longer.
Huh?
You see? Oh yeah, you're from District 19, right, Haraway? Weren't there several poltergeisting outbreaks in that area? What was it like?
Hey, you shouldn't be getting so excited about this kind of thing. It could be really serious.
She's right, you know. Why are you spreading rumors again? The last time you did that, you got into trouble, which led to you going comatose. I think you've gone through enough hell for one season. Discount Galaga.
Alright, Haraway. What game would you like to try out next? Oh, I know, over here.
Hey, let Haruhi choose.
You know, something about those coins looks familiar to me.
Oh, that's because she's saving them for her future railguns. You're not trying to hide anything, Misaka.
Oh, you're playing whack-a-mole?
Yeah, well, sort of anyway. I played that when I was younger. It's so fun. I've never seen anything like it before. Look at them popping up like that. So cute.
Yes, very cute. But you know, you might try hitting them instead of just staring.
Hit the moles? But that's cruel.
Come on, they're not real moles.
Let's see. Sending. There we go.
The photo would also be sent to Misaka's phone, and we'll see that photo a few times in the Sisters arc. How is Poltergeist not canon again?
The girl is a curiosity.
Really? She seems sweet.
Actually, she reminds me of how Uiharu used to be.
What do you mean?
You know, back when she'd first transferred in.
We all know that's bullshit, because 15 episodes ago, we were given a whole flashback of Uiharu's younger days, before she transferred to middle school, and by the end of that, she feels confident that she'll be just as strong as Kuroko. So yeah, Haruhi is not like Uiharu when she first transferred in like you claim.
Where are you going? Look out! Oh dear, you ran right into it.
How could she not see her reflection from the glass?
Isn't it a little long? I'm looking up how to wear them. Oh, here, I think I found something. Use the sash to adjust the length. Sounds easy enough.
Why not just look up a tutorial video on how to do it? Because we'll see in a few seconds that you and Haruhi screw up the process even after reading the list of instructions. A video would be easier to follow.
After you pair up the front, you should raise the garment's collar approximately 20 centimeters. I wanted to thank you.
Is this really the time? You two need to get ready as soon as possible for the fireworks. I'm pretty sure the instructions said to use the sash to adjust the length of the yukata, not to tie the both of you together.
Do you remember how difficult it was for me to pass all those judgment tests? And how that in turn made me insecure about other stuff too?
Yeah, I do. You were in quite a state, huh? Constantly getting down on yourself.
Again, I thought Uiharu felt more confident after Kuroko saved her a few years ago during the robbery. Are you telling me she lowered that confidence by the time she entered middle school? How can a character go from shy and nervous to keeping a level head to regressing back to being timid? It just doesn't make sense.
Ready? Let's go.
Hey, here's an idea. Don't talk. The head resident might have good ears.
Is Konari coming with us tonight?
Well, she said she wanted to start investigating these poltergeisting incidents.
This is the first time Misaka is being told about the poltergeists in the context of them being real, when she was told by Satin earlier that they are just rumors.
I didn't really want to get into it earlier, but there's a hot rumor going around about that.
Should Misaka be at all surprised that the poltergeists are not actually urban legends? Cheating. I never noticed this until now, but Misaka has heart-shaped pupils on her eyes here. I guess she really loves Gekura that much.
You can kind of feel the boom in your tummy, can't you?
No, I'm pretty sure she felt that in her neck from the way she reacted to the boom.
What a great show!
Woohoo!
Here they come!
Light up the sky!
Ugh. I am very disappointed that they didn't bother to replicate the cries from the Japanese version.
Tamaya! Kaguya! Mata kita yo! Tamaya!
They didn't have to translate it. They could have just had them yell Tamaya and Kaguya and it would have been fine. But no, they decided to butcher it for English audiences.
Hi, Konari. What are you doing calling me at this hour?
Listen, it's about the poltergeist incidents. I found a possible cause for the RSPK syndrome activity. Intentional outside interference with AIM diffusion fields.
Why did it take you so long to find it? That page is so obviously scientifically minded that it stands out from the rest from that list you were looking at earlier, especially the AIM diffusion part.
You're saying there's actually somebody orchestrating these events?
What was that? Shirai, hello?
Losing a connection right before something important cliché.
Satin, are you all right?
Say it with me, fellas. Saving the heroes in the nick of time cliché.
Haruhi, can you hear me? Good, you're awake. Are you okay?
That was quite a fall.
She didn't exactly fall. Uiharu was protecting her from the lamppost that was about to hit them. The surprise that Kiyama has returned is not surprising to anyone who has seen the opening sequence for the past 5 episodes now.
Is MAR able to detect abnormalities in the field before an event happens? I mean, you arrived so quickly on the scene.
Kuroko would be great at Rewatch. Apparently, Theristina knows off-screen stealth.
Could you tell me your name?
Yes, I'm Kuroko Shirai of Toki Wadai in Judgment Branch 177.
TMI, she only asked for your name. She didn't ask for your occupation as well.
There is a connection between AIM diffusion fields and RSPK. It's impressive that you've already found it.
Not really. That information was held in a public link that can easily be found on the internet. Also, Kuroko didn't find it, Konori did.
Tampering with AIM diffusion fields? We know somebody who has done just that. Could this be her work also?
Whose work?
I see that Misaka is fond of the pronoun game, so that Theristina and the other characters for that matter have to guess who Misaka means by her. Is the Judgment Branch still open? Konori shouldn't be here. She should be at home.
Oh, I didn't know you were up.
She just got up. It's not like she heard you two talking.
I'm strange. I know that. Now other people know too, and they don't like me anymore.
They don't even know who caused the poltergeist, aside from Uiharu, Satin, Misaka, and Kuroko, of course.
You're at Nature Park? Together with Haruhi? That isn't fair. Why didn't you invite me to come along with you? I didn't even know you were off judgment duty already.
I'm sorry. I thought breathing fresh air would be nice for a change.
Have you overdosed on fresh air?
You're way out of breath.
I'm fine, really.
I don't understand why you have to tell her all this while you're busy piloting the boat. Haruhi could have told her on your behalf.
I dropped by to hang out with her and she's blowing me off. Well, this isn't exactly a place where people come to hang out.
I think I recall you guys having dessert here at the end of the Railgun 1 OVA, which I think qualifies as hanging out. So you are not one to talk about that.
Have you noticed food tastes better when you eat outside?
Really? I never felt the difference from my experience.
You see, I'm looking for a friend. We were friends for a long time, always by each other's side. But then one day, we got split up. She made me promise that someday, no matter what, we'd meet up again.
Just tell her what your friend's name is instead of playing the pronoun game by saying she.
Please, just come with me.
It's okay, you can let me go. I'm a judgment officer.
Can you show him proof that you're a judgment officer? You have an armband.
Are you okay? Are you hurt?
Sorry you came down here. As you can see, I'm fine. It's just a little scrape, that's all. I told them it wasn't a big deal, but they still insisted.
I'm glad you're okay.
You could have called.
If she didn't call you, then how did you three know Uiharu was in this exact hospital?
You got caught in poltergeisting events 2 times in a row. You and Haruhi must be the unluckiest people in Academy City.
Well, compared to a certain unlucky student that Misaka knows of, what Uiharu and Haruhi have gone through is rather tame.
Do you remember Haruhi behaving strangely in any way? You know, like what happened to her during the fireworks show. Well, why are you asking? According to my investigation, Haruhi is a level 2 telepath with some irregularities in her ability. If you observed any suspicious behavior like what happened before, then you need to tell me... Why would you be investigating Haruhi? Oh, well, you see... No way. You can't suspect Haruhi of being involved in this. Well, suspect is a strong word. How could you do this, Shirai? Haruhi just transferred to our district. She's nervous and she's relying on us to help her. And yet you...
You were there with Haruhi at the nature park, and you saw what happened after she went all telepathic. Don't deny it. What you saw must be related to what Kuroko is saying.
Listen to her, Uiharu. Kuroko didn't mean
It's certainly possible that a telepath is the one tampering with the AIM diffusion fields. We can't write it off.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
She wasn't standing behind you the whole time you were talking.
A telepath could indeed be responsible, but they would have to be a level 4 at least, and the number of people who fit that description is very small. The chance of a level 2 managing such a feat is practically 0. But I still think we should look into this, just to be on the safe side. Who is this friend of yours?
A transfer student, Eri Haruhi. How could you?
Relax. Kuroko is just doing her job.
Here, have a drink.
No thanks, I'm not thirsty.
Hey, she paid for it, so you should at least take it regardless of how you're feeling. Stop acting out of character. Actually, Satin could have asked Uiharu for a drink before paying for it, so that she wouldn't feel guilty for giving her the drink she paid for. I guess Pisuka is into all cute things, not just Gekura. Some things never change. Actually, they do, just in weird ways sometimes.
I'm Terestina, director of the Multi-Active Rescue Laboratory.
The director? Do I have this right? You're the commander of the multi-active rescue team, the director of the entire lab. I think that's it. Or do you have more titles?
No, that's all.
Then Misuka and Satin's reactions were kinda exaggerated.
I'm Ruiko Satin. Hi.
Are you at Tokyo Dai too?
No, I'm at Sakugawa.
If she was at Tokyo Dai, she would still be wearing the school uniform, considering Tokyo Dai's strict rules on that front.
If you're friends with somebody like Misuka, you must be quite an esper in your own right.
No, actually, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Level 0s are espers. How many times do I have to say this?
And Shirai
Haruhi's not the person you're looking for. She's not some kind of criminal.
Kuroko did not say that. She only said that Haruhi is an esper and that she might be related to the Poltergeists. Stop assuming things.
Let's try something. Tell me, what's your favorite color?
I like all colors, really. If I have to pick, I guess yellow.
Yellow, is it? Well, we shall see.
What are you doing exactly?
There. I'd say that's a good sign.
No, that's luck.
She is a level 2 telepath. What's more, she's only a receiver and unable to send out any messages herself.
But what about the note in her record in the database saying she exhibited anomalistic ability above her level under specific wavelengths? Be quiet! Let it go!
Why would she? The information was in the database. Besides, she's not doing this to make Haruhi look bad. She's only investigating to see if Haruhi and her abilities are connected to the Poltergeist somehow. It's not like she has any ill will towards her or anything.
Hi, Haruhi. Oh, Uiharu. I guess I passed out again. It's okay. Everything's okay.
It's gonna be okay when it's really not cliche.
Here.
How did she get Haruhi's pendant? I suppose the rescue team took it off Haruhi before examination, but where did they put it and how did Uiharu find it?
Is there a photograph inside the pendant? Yes. See, her name's Banri Adasaki.
Yeah, that's not much of a surprise, because in episode 17, we saw that exact photo in the pendant after Haruhi found it.
I'm so sorry, Eri. But don't worry, we'll see each other again.
Those two lines sound different from each other.
Whenever she spoke to me, it was always using our telepathy. But then she was transferred to another facility.
Did Banri ever tell you the facility she was being transferred to, or was that information classified?
But lately, I've been hearing Banri's voice again, just like when we were young. She's asking for help, telling me she's in a lot of pain. But I don't know why. And I have no idea where she is now.
Can't you just telepathically ask her where she is in case her voice comes up again? Assuming where she was transferred to wasn't classified information, how come Banri didn't tell Haruhi where she is?
The level upper incident. You mean...
Yes. Harumi Kiyama was responsible and I saw into her past. Haruhi's friend Adasaki was in the flashback.
That's something you could have told Haruhi herself in the previous scene, along with the fact that Kiyama thinks her children are still in a deep sleep and not dead. You know, just saying.
From what I can tell, the person in charge of it all was an old researcher named Kihara.
Kihara? Do you mean Gensei Kihara?
I've never heard of him.
He's a scientist, a famous one in some respects. Though mad scientist might be more accurate. I know some of his work. He's not above human experimentation. His current whereabouts are unknown, however.
You, of all people, should know where he is, considering you are his granddaughter, as we later find out. Or did he cut all ties with you and Amada at some point? Also, how come Therestina didn't reveal what her full name is during that conference from 2 episodes ago? Anyone familiar with the name Kihara would have been able to connect the dots and find out her association with Gensei. But no, Therestina's full name is purposely kept a secret to arbitrarily hide the revelation.
Now then, the lucky color of the day is pink.
Huh?
That's a good sign, huh?
Again, that's luck.
Until we actually locate the children, we can't know anything for certain, though.
Okay, but how are we supposed to find them?
Well, maybe...
I see what you're getting at. We should use the computer to find where they are. That means you're up, Uiharu.
She didn't say anything.
Right? You'll look?
Of course I'm going to look. But I don't like this. We've cleared Haraway, and now you turn around and start suspecting her friend?
Jesus Christ, Uiharu, will you grow a spine? Nobody is saying for a fact that her unconscious friend and the other children are the ones causing the poltergeisting, nor do they want them to die. Everyone wants to save them. Quit being so selfish and be a sensible officer. Especially when you're pointing fingers at someone like Kuroko for doing things that a typical officer would do.
That's it. You're being unreasonable.
Finally, someone is willing to knock some sense into Uiharu a bit. +1 to Satin for speaking for everybody watching this episode. Someone on the writing or animation team must have said, hey, there's too much tension going on, so let's add some fan service to cheer the viewers up. That'll keep their minds off of the Uiharu and Kuroko drama.
Wow, that far and they're still warm?
Actually, that's because I used my ability on them. It doesn't sound that fancy, but I can maintain the temperature of things I touch. I can't handle anything that's really hot, so I just stick with moderately warm items like pastry.
So you're basically a microwave. Let me put this scenario in front of you. Imagine if I had a frozen pizza ready to be microwaved. If my microwave stopped working for whatever reason, would you do the job just as well?
I haven't told the others about this. Not even Sawton. But it's only fair. You told me about your ability, so I told you about mine.
How is that fair? You and Haraway have known each other for only 2 days, and yet she's the one who gets to be told what your ability is? Why haven't you told anyone else about it? Is it because no one asked? I can understand Misaka not asking due to avoiding potentially hurting your feelings because you're ranked lower than her. But you never told even Satin, your best friend, who is ranked a number lower than you but doesn't mind who she really is? And Kuroko should know since she's your partner in judgment. You're being an unreasonable asshole right now.
I said no thanks.
How about you stop playing the martyr?
Oh, I'm sorry.
So only now, when you realize it is not Kuroko handing you the tea this time, do you decide to drop the condescending attitude and accept the tea. Shitty friend is shitty. I don't even want to know what Kuroko is dreaming about. Knowing her, it must be Misaka giving her electrifying torture.
All right, my disguise is complete.
You could have picked a better one, like a helmet so that your hair doesn't get exposed.
No, there is nothing left here.
There is something left here. You had your flashlight pointed towards Misaka. How could you not see her?
Harumi Kiyama.
Can I help you with
Are
something?
you responsible for these latest events too?
What would you do if I was?
Fuck you, that's what!
You do know about Kiyama's tragic backstory, right? Surely she has reasons for being here, so why would you shock her?
Hey, what's happening?
Your powers caused a power outage before, so why are you at all surprised that the opposite effect would happen as well?
What were you doing there? How did you get out on bail? What are you planning now?
This situation feels regrettably familiar to me. Being interrogated in my own car by a schoolgirl.
Huh?
Well, sorry, but the questions will have to wait for later.
Why? There's nothing stopping you from just answering her questions now.
What's that?
If you've peeked through my memories, you should know the answer to that question.
Kiyama would be great at Rewatch.
Oh, and as you may have noticed, this is a hospital. Please try to refrain from the use of electric shocks.
I remember you.
He looks nothing like Gekkoda. Don't even try to compare the two.
Luckily, it didn't take too much time to get them all transferred into my care.
I don't know about that. That's a fairly large amount of students to bring into a hospital in a small amount of time. And that's assuming you took them one by one, which would realistically take longer than, say, 5 minutes.
I understand, but you can't.
She's right. Because I won't let you.
Terestina?
Hello there. Sorry, but I followed you.
How? You and your rescue team were not behind Kiyama's Gallardo. Have you been following Misaka since before she entered the facility she saw in Kiyama's flashback? And speaking of Kiyama's Gallardo, how did she get it back? The last time we saw it was in episode 12, and she pretty much left it behind before she was taken into custody. Where did it go after that?
We can find information you could never lawfully obtain. Earlier, you mentioned something called the first sample. It's possible that we can acquire data on that item as well.
How did you hear that part of the conversation? Were you waiting for the right time to enter? If so, for how long?
Move now! I'm the only one who can possibly save those children!
But you haven't, have you? First it was the level upper. Now these poltergeist attacks. And still, you haven't saved one of them.
As much as I feel bad for Kiyama during all of this, I'm going to have to agree with Misaka on this one. All of your attempts to save those children have only caused more harm to others than good, Kiyama. How can you say that you're the only one who could save them if your methods so far have been dangerous?
I'm nervous. It's been a while since I've done a preview.
Breaking the fourth wall, just what we needed in these times of turmoil.
Your friends are here.
You said my friends were here. You mean Uiharu and the others?
Well, why don't we just see?
Why even ask that question? You can easily just tell her it is her childhood friends. No need to keep this a mystery.
I need to tell Uiharu about this right away.
Yep, she's evil alright. That smile alone gave it away. And in case you're wondering, no, I did not think Terestina was the main villain of this arc from the very start. Not even from the opening. So good on the intro for subtle foreshadowing, I guess?
So, Terestina said she's going to find a way to wake up Idasaki and the others? Huh? Oh, yeah.
Well, then it sounds like we've closed the case.
Kuroko, I think it is best not to jump to conclusions, because something bad might actually happen to those children, hence why Misaka is still worried. And lo and behold, we find out later that's the case.
Snacks? A game?
If you're gonna bring a game, might as well bring the console to play it on as well. Just saying.
I have this friend Haraway. Maybe you've already heard of her by now. I actually haven't known her for very long.
Then why do you have such a strong emotional attachment to her? So far, you don't really know much about her other than the fact that she's a telepath and she has a childhood friend who is a victim of Gensei's experiment. The moment she gets investigated by a fellow officer, you get too emotional. Like, come on, man!
I was so close to finishing the vaccine that would help them. All I needed was to get my hands on the first sample.
And once you get the first sample, do you think it is a good idea to test the vaccine itself before applying it to your children? Because that doesn't actually happen. But given Academy City's advanced technology, I guess tests aren't necessary?
Let's collect all of your data and take it to MAR. It's bound to be of some use, and then they'd let us in to see Idasaki and the others.
I couldn't possibly.
I know that's what you want. Let's go see them.
How can I say no to that?
You can't, because this is Uiharu, who reminds you of Idasaki for some reason.
We were also hoping we could see how the children were getting along here.
That's not possible. We had to transfer the children. They will be going to a facility that's better equipped.
Okay, which facility?
I'm sorry, but I can't disclose that information. You'll just have to take my word that they'll be well taken care of.
Translation: I can't tell you the location of my secret hideout because the plot doesn't demand that I do so. Your family reunion will have to wait until their inevitable demise.
Here, pick one.
One what?
Why, a color. If the color you choose is the one that comes out, I'll let you see Haruwe and the others.
Well,
So indecisive. Well, why don't we choose yellow? Here. Aw, it's a brown one. What a shame, huh?
It's just luck, though. Or maybe it's not luck. Perhaps it is manipulation. I don't know.
This is no time to be playing games.
Oh, I'm not playing at anything.
You were just playing one, you idiot.
Director Kihara, it's about time.
One moment.
Kihara.
Oh, you mean you didn't know that? That's my middle name, you see. Kihara.
Of course they didn't know that, because you only said your first name this entire time, and all it took was a random doctor revealing your middle name for them to find out. This could have been set up a little better, especially considering people could just look up data on Theristina through computers, much like how the person behind the level upper incident turned out to be Kiyama.
And Kiyama, what about her?
I don't know. She went somewhere.
Take it easy. It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay when it's really not cliche.
Found her. Yes, Terestina Kihara Lifeline. Ginsei Kihara's granddaughter.
See that? Again, Theristina's full name could have easily been found on the internet by anyone in the judgment offices. Yet no one, not even Misaka herself, felt any sort of suspicion about her? You've done this before. Why didn't you look her up earlier?
She's included in the personnel data from Kihara's lab from the time he wrote his thesis.
What does that mean? Terestina was Kihara's research assistant?
That would make sense, wouldn't it? Wait a second.
What is it? Terestina was the first test subject for the ability crystal.
How can that be? Whoa, let me get this straight. You're telling me Kihara's first human experiment was on his own granddaughter, and that Terestina helped with his research?
Yes, Satin, that is what they just said.
What do we do? I can't believe it. How is this happening?
Please try to stop crying.
I can't. Haruwe, Inazuki, all the other children.
Look everyone, I love Railgun as much as the next guy, but this right here is Uiharu's low point in season 1, possibly the whole series. It was bad enough that she was being way too irrational towards Kuroko, but now she's crying helplessly because her friend was taken away. The real Uiharu wouldn't do that. She would act like a professional officer and figure out how to fix shit. But this arc says, fuck that, we're making Uiharu a useless little bitch, with a complete disregard of all past episodes. Easily the worst part of Poltergeist, and thank goodness it didn't become a default in future seasons. Otherwise, Uiharu would have been one of my least favorite characters in this series.
What now? I failed them all. What do I do?
Whoa! Slap meter.
Tell me, how much longer are you going to sit there crying?
You hit me.
Isn't there something more useful you could be doing? When are you going to get a hold of yourself and act like a judgment officer again?
Let me take over.
If you want.
I gotta say, that slap was well deserved. That and Kuroko's truth bombs allowed Uiharu to act like a judgment officer again. In my opinion, Kuroko did the right thing here. And do you know what the funny thing is? The last time Uiharu and Kuroko had a feud, it was Kuroko being the reckless one, and Uiharu the sensible one. Here, Uiharu is the reckless one, because until now she was unwilling to listen to Kuroko's suspicions of Haruwe and act like a real judgment officer. And Kuroko was the sensible one, for actually being an officer and the most mature of the group, with evidence and logic to back up her claims. The irony is strong with this one.
I can't believe Kongo's been in the hospital this entire time. It seems excessive.
Is her condition really that serious? I'm kind of worried about her.
Maybe we should go pay her a visit then.
Do you know which hospital she's at though?
I want to know what you've got up your sleeve.
You make it sound so sinister.
You're one to talk.
You're Gensei Kihara's granddaughter. You were also the first test subject for the ability crystal, used as a lab rat by your own flesh and blood. And yet you're still assisting with your grandfather's research, using the children as you were used. So tell me, what are you planning?
You You've done your homework, haven't you?
Except Uiharu was the first to find out that you're Gensei's granddaughter, and told Misaka and the others that. And Kuroko and Konori were the ones to find out that you're the first test subject for the ability crystal. So Misaka didn't really do any homework.
You've done your homework, haven't you? But what you still don't seem to realize is that I don't answer to anybody other than myself. Moron!
I'm sorry, but I just can't take Therestina's villainous side seriously. She comes off as comically evil. It isn't as strong as in the Japanese version.
よく調べたじゃねえか、お利口さん。けどな、どういうつもりと聞かれて答えるやつはいねえんだよ。バカ!
But it still feels so weird to see her act like this. It's almost a bit cringeworthy to me.
That sound, its capacity down.
You're familiar with it then.
How did she activate it?
No need for hysterics. I missed. The calibration's a bit off.
Well, at least Therestina has a reason for her stormtrooper aim.
Goodness, what on earth is going on out there? All that smoke.
And only now do you decide to check it out, as opposed to earlier, when the first big tremor happened, which was the explosion from the MAR truck. Also, don't you have an ability too? How come you're not affected by the capacity down? Misaka doesn't bother to electrocute Therestina while she's being choked. The capacity down doesn't outright prevent people from using their powers. It just makes them unable to control it. And even then, Misaka doesn't need to aim, let alone control her powers, to shock someone touching or holding her.
I can't.
Oh, can't I? Who's going to stand in my way?
Misaka survives this.
Just a moment. I'll have you know that girl you're carrying is a friend of mine. And you do not want to cross Mitsuko Kongo of Tokiwadai Middle School.
All units, report status.
Yellow marble, good to go. Brown marble, good to go.
All units, you are clear to proceed as planned.
This is Blue Marble reporting. We've lost Railgun.
So they just gave Misaka the Congo? Why on earth would they do such a thing? It's a middle school student in the midst of her recovery against a mech and a doctor. Why didn't the doctor just say no? Are he and the mech scaredy cats? Does the mere sight of Congo frighten them? Also, they didn't lose Misaka, they just handed her over.
All units, report status.
Yellow marble, good to go. Brown marble, good to go.
All units, you are clear to proceed as planned.
That wasn't all units though. Blue Marble would speak next.
This is Blue Marble reporting. We've lost Railgun.
If anything, you should have given the other units more time to respond.
Well, I'm not one to brag, but it all worked out thanks to me. I'm certain you'd love to hear all about my heroic rescue, but really, there isn't that much to tell.
If there isn't much to tell, why even inform the doctor that you rescued Misaka to begin with? And goddamn, can't you show a little more modesty?
What are you doing?
Just walk around her. But perhaps Santa wouldn't let that happen given the situation.
I want you to stop for a minute, look around, and tell me what you see.
What are you talking about? I see you standing there.
I think Satin could have said that line a little better. She should have asked Misaka, what is it you see in your eyes right now? Which is the title of the episode. That way, Misaka wouldn't take her statement too literally, and think about the deeper meaning of that question.
You're next, Uiharu. You'll apologize to Shirai. Tell her you're sorry for the way you've been treating her through all this.
Hey, hold on! That's not fair!
Yes, it is, Uiharu. You've been completely out of character after all.
You too, Shirai. Apologize to Uiharu for slapping her.
Why? Uiharu deserved that slap in my opinion. Sometimes you have to resort to violence in order to snap someone back to reality. But I guess slaps are something to apologize for, even if they are justified. That being said, who am I kidding? I really love Satin in this scene. She puts an end to Uiharu and Kuroko's feud for good, along with getting Misaka to rely on her friends. She's really come a long way, hasn't she? First starting off as being a person with self-doubt and eventually becoming the one to get her friends to reconcile with each other. She may be a level 0, but she knows how to keep everyone in check in times of crisis. Very well done, Satin. Keep this up and you'll continue to be one of my favorites in the series.
I'm sorry for how I've behaved. Yeah, I'm sorry too.
So, don't you have something to say to me as well?
You appeared all of a sudden. We didn't hear the door open, and you are not shown in any of the previous shots where we saw the door. Is it really necessary to have a live video feed of someone who is in the same room as you?
Can't Anti Skill help out?
It isn't that easy for us to get involved. There are limits to what we can do.
Oh yeah? What about finding the strength to overcome your limits?
It's you, from the workshop.
You're the one who said that when you convince yourself you can't do anymore, you're finished. Well, we can't give up. Not now. The children need us.
It's kind of insulting that Yomikawa doesn't remember her own faithful words and that Satin has to spell them out for her. Fuck the police.
We can't fight on empty stomachs, can we? Now eat up, everyone.
Don't eat too much though, otherwise you might be unable to move. I guarantee that if Satin didn't bring that baseball bat with her, there would have been no way to damage the capacity down to the lab where Haraway and the others are being kept.
I'm tired of waiting. Let's move right to the finale.
Oddly enough, she's talking about the finale of this season. Saving the hero in the nick of time cliche.
Come on. Is this really your idea of fun? Just a fancy little trick I wanted to try.
And we don't get an explanation of what that fancy trick is. How did Satin, Uiharu, and Konori get here? The gate was closed right after Kiyama passed it.
Helicopter. Huh.
I think you're about done here.
These final battles sure have a knack for having heroes be saved in the nick of time, don't they? We all know how Kongo got here. We saw a taxi earlier and in this shot. No need to question that. But what I do want to question is how the taxi itself was able to get onto the highway when the gate was closed after Kiyama entered it.
I think you can relax, ladies. The cavalry is here.
But you are one person. A cavalry means a group of soldiers, not a single soldier.
Who would dare to assault me? I am Kuroko Shirai of Toki Wadai, partner of the Great Railgun.
Hold on, that phrase sounds suspiciously familiar.
Well, in the Japanese version, both you and Kuroko use the same pronouns.
この分だとレベル5に到達するのは私の方が先かしら。
私とあなたの能力を一緒にしてほしくはありませんの。
What did you expect?
We can use this opportunity to settle something. Whose ability is the greater one?
The answer seems obvious to me. Kuroko's. She's a teleporter, meaning she can teleport both people and objects in the blink of an eye, and her accuracy is on point. Your arrow hand, however, can only propel objects into the air, and the accuracy is not as strong. So yeah.
Hold on tight! That's what will make killing you such an amusing task!
Did Konori feel the vibrations just before the giant mech came out of the concrete, or did she use her ability to see through the concrete? Either way, impeccable timing right there.
Hold on, Konori, I've got this!
Misaka tells Konori to hold on, only to cling onto the car instead.
I'll make up for my failure. I'll beat her! I will!
Oh yes! The theme song playing during the final fight cliche strikes back. I like it. See? I told you those coins from the arcade had a purpose. Since the giant mech deflects Misaka's powers, why didn't the coin deflect directly back at her?
Why am I surrounded by incompetence?
Looks like someone watched The Lion King. How is that mech able to catch up to the blue Gallardo? I mean, it is way bigger and heavier than a car. It would have no way of reaching it unless the car stopped or something.
Kuroko! On my way!
1. How did Kuroko hear that? And 2. How did she catch up? Yeah, she and Konori were catching up to them in the latter's motorcycle, but I'm talking about after that. She shouldn't be able to teleport from that distance. railgun ever so far.
What is it? What's the matter?
No, that sound again. It can't be.
But it is. You pesky meddling brats.
Oh no, it's her.
Oh, of course Terestina survives that. It pierced through the main body, leaving a massive hole behind. She should be straight up dead after that. Also, she appears out of nowhere, as we heard no sounds of the mech suit walking before she showed up.
You're using capacity down! Misaka described it to us before! The sound it emits only affects espers!
Which means it should affect Saturn too, right? Since she's an esper? For the last time, level 0s are espers. We see quite a few of them. Toma, Frenda, Hamazura, and possibly a couple others.
Under specific wavelengths, she has a reception ability above her level. It was truly a stroke of luck to find someone whose ability can resonate with the crystal like hers can.
Just because Haruhi has a secret to her telepathy that those of a higher level than hers would do, doesn't necessarily mean she's a prime candidate for being a level 6. Knowing her status, it would probably reach level 3 when she reaches those specific wavelengths.
And now, only one step left.
Don't do it!
Why not?
Don't ask why not, just do it! There's literally nothing stopping you. Yet another perfect opportunity for Misaka to electrocute Terestina right then and there, and she wasted it.
Just lay there and be quiet like a good little girl.
Please, Satin. Please hurry.
How did you know Satin was watching you guys from the doorway? She was far away from you before she showed up.
I'm not gonna tell you twice! Keep your hands off my friends!
It went away!
Theme song playing during the final fight cliche. Don't just sit there, go ahead and put that crystal in your program or whatever.
Fine then. Looks like it's time to change tactics. Fortunately, I have a plan B.
Villain has a plan B cliche. Now, don't kill me when I say this, and I really love this finisher, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that's how railguns work. Railguns are a projectile weapon, not laser beams. Terestina's laser should have disintegrated the coin, and Misaka shouldn't be able to add more power to her railgun while she's firing it. This collision makes no sense. I feel awful that Satin had to run up and down long flights of stairs multiple times. She would have been out of breath after the first trip.
That was nice work. You saved all our lives, Satin.
It's official, Satin is the true MVP of Season 1, going from being officially incompetent to the truest hero. A wonderful journey that paid off in the end.
Teacher? You look tired. Why do you have those dark circles under your eyes?
They're not circles, they're bags. These kids shouldn't have enough muscle tone to sit up yet. They just woke up. From a coma, no less. So that's why the episode is called Dear My Friends. It was so they could play this song at the end. Quite fitting though, since this is a happy ending and a happy ending song is meant for it.
Of course, it didn't take long for Shirai to lose her nerve and run away. But I wasn't about to let that stop me. I stood firm, facing the enemy head-on, defeating them easily.
There she goes again, lying about what happened in battle just to boost her own self-esteem. That's our Congo.
I have to admit I'm kind of surprised. I would never have expected Misaka to come up with something like this.
How did Misaka get permission to broadcast the birthday message from the blimp? And who gave her permission? Anti-skill?
What are you talking about? It's sweet and generous and thoughtful, just like Misaka is.
Only in Railgun, not necessarily Index.
Just calling to let you know that you-know-who's regained consciousness. We've begun interrogating her, but I don't think she's going to give much up easily.
Except the only time we see her in Railgun after this is this one scene in Silent Party where she is in prison. I think she's pretty much given up by that point.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Ready, go! We just wanted to say
Aw, that's so sweet. Probably the most wholesome birthday gift one could ever get. A wonderful end to Kiyama's character arc. And one last like to this excellent villain.
There's never a dull moment, is there? Not in this city.
It ends where it all began, cliché. Only this time, she is not alone. Her friends are here with her, and they will all be dear friends, always being there for each other, as good friends should.
Well, Sissy? Sissy, it's this very modesty that lays at the heart of your undeniable sensuality, Sissy. I was just trying to bond with you, Sissy. Now, Sissy, date plan with Sissy and go to an upscale but discreet hotel with Sissy. You got it all wrong, Sissy. Sissy! 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 I think it's beneath you, Sissy. What's the holdup, Sissy? Come on, Sissy. I won't stand for this, Sissy. Railgun. Makoto Misaka. My Sissy. There you are, Sissy! It's me and Sissy's anniversary. Sissy! Sissy, you got it all wrong, Sissy! Oh, do you not even remember what an important day it is today, Sissy? That's how long it's been for us, Sissy. 1 whole month, Sissy. What is it, Sissy? You know. I just wanted to celebrate today with you in one small way, Sissy. Is something wrong, Sissy? Here with Sissy. You know, Sissy. Hey, Sissy. That sounds like my Sissy, all right. It's entirely possible that Sissy has been deliberately giving me the cold shoulder. There are any number of ways I can prove my worth to Sissy. It's my own fault for not being worthy of your affection, Sissy. Do you mean it, Sissy? You know something, Sissy? Why don't you go ahead and put it on, Sissy? Me and Sissy mad! How inconsiderate of them keeping my Sissy waiting like this. Don't you agree, Sissy? Hey, Sissy. But if you're that worried, remember that Sissy is the ultimate unstoppable shock princess. That can't happen! Not to my Sissy! Don't do it, Sissy! Next episode, Sissy's first time. Tell me, Sissy. Remember that you're a civilian, Sissy. You must remember, Sissy. You still seem to lack the self-awareness necessary to be... What more do you want from me, Sissy? After everything I said, Sissy. If this one doesn't work, I'm happy to change it for you, Sissy. Sissy! Oh, Sissy! Thank you, Sissy. Well, the least you can do is wait for me, Sissy. You want me to go shopping with you, Sissy? Really? I don't know how Sissy's ability could have this effect. I have to admit, you really outdid yourself this time, Sissy. What is your bidding, Sissy? You should calm down, Sissy. Just whatever you're having, Sissy. I use those as examples because they're ones you already know about, Sissy. Sissy! Listen to me when I'm talking to you! Sissy! Sissy, this doesn't concern you. Please don't go in there, Sissy! Sissy, hold on! Stop, Sissy! Please open your eyes, Sissy! Sissy! Where did Sissy go? I would just as soon not have anybody see me like this, much less my Sissy. Hey, Sissy! Calm down, Sissy. Hold on, Sissy. So you can turn to your Sissy. Thank you, Sissy. I can't just leave Sissy alone out there. Sissy! Oh, Kuroko! Now then, Sissy. That kind of compassion is just like you, Sissy. Sissy, look! Right, Sissy? Come on, there's no need to be shy, Sissy. We have to help them out, Sissy. That's the selfless Sissy I know. I get to spend a whole day with Sissy in a sweatsuit. Modest as it is, I'm sure this must be driving you crazy, Sissy. Come on, Sissy. If you're making rice, Sissy, that's what I'm doing. Do it, Sissy. Do it, Sissy. You can do it. Yes, you can. Do it, Sissy. This is what you're really interested in checking out, isn't it, Sissy? No need to be ashamed, Sissy. You should just take it easy, Sissy. Now, Sissy.
Those skill out people who attacked...
Not we, Sissy. Oh, hold on, Sissy. I get it, Sissy. Wait up, Sissy. What is it, Sissy? Sure, Sissy. Stand back, Sissy. Oh, Sissy. What's wrong, Sissy? Oh, so that's it, Sissy. Well, you heard the girl, Sissy. Time to get out of bed, Sissy. But, Sissy... Oh, now, Sissy. You see, it was put up for auction by none other than Sissy. I have to get a good seat so I can capture Sissy's performance It's on camera. Now, Sissy, it looks like you are too,
No,
Sissy.
no.
Sissy, be careful. Come on, Sissy. So, tell me, Sissy. I'll comfort you, Sissy. Wait, Sissy. Hey, Sissy. Oh, Sissy. I know you all too well, Sissy. You crossed the line this time, Sissy. Yeah. Sissy. Sissy! Sit back down, Sissy. You're staying here, Sissy. Really, Sissy? Okay, get ready, Sissy. You go catch up with Kiyama and the others, Sissy. Of all days, Sissy.
And there we have it, folks. I've covered the entirety of Season 1. So, Rewatch, is Railgun worth it? I think that between this and Index 1, Railgun is clearly the better show, and a significant improvement over Index. That's not to say Index was bad, far from it, just that Railgun does what Index did right and made it greater. The music is fun and has more variety, with some vocal tracks that would go on to be pure legends. The world building is pretty solid, making Academy City more lively than ever. The stories are much more focused and connected. The pacing is more seamless and consistent. The more lighthearted tone was a welcome change of pace, with a few bits of serious moments, and even those that really tug on your heartstrings. The action is more interesting and goes beyond the simple punches we see in the main series. And the characters are much stronger, with plenty of development, whether it be from minor characters like Konori, Tesso, and the door manager, or major characters like Dr. Kiyama and especially Satin. There's a reason she's a favorite among fans. All these things make Railgun 1 worthy of watching again if you enjoyed it. That said, there were a few things that bothered me. While some of the slice of life episodes like the beach one and the maid one are fun on their own merits, they don't seem to add any relevance to the overarching plot. Some things in the show don't make a lot of sense, like the capacity down or the railgun collision in episode 24. While the anime-only arcs are good overall, they do have some questionable writing, like Uiharu being an arrogant bitch who worries too much about her friend and blames Kuroko for basically doing her job. On top of that, the villain for Poltergeist wasn't really needed and only came off as comically evil by the end. The rest are either nitpicks or things I can easily forgive for the sake of enjoying the show. That is what a fantastic show can do to a viewer. Railgun is great, despite its flaws, and for a spin-off, it is truly high quality. Yeah, Railgun is a spin-off show to the Index series. Since it takes place before Index, some people would want to watch Railgun first, despite airing after Index, and I'd say that is a great choice. Railgun 1's more lighthearted tone makes for an excellent starting point for newcomers. It is simple enough for people to enjoy, and it would pave the way for the much darker and even better Railgun S, along with the arguably more complicated Index series. A certain scientific Railgun is the start of a wonderful side story, full of energy and charm unfounded in its main counterpart. And despite some gripes, it is very easy to see why people prefer Railgun over Index, because I certainly feel the same way. This is the last main Railgun video for now, but we're not done yet. There are 2 smaller videos that are currently being worked on, and after that will be a marathon of a new series entirely. Keep your eyes peeled. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.